Picture this: a crowded campus quad, a nervous first-year named Maya clutching a stack of biology, when a flyer flutters down, curious about human pleasure. Come learn the science. She goes in, sits close, and the lecturer whispers one sentence that makes everyone lean forward. The clitoris is not a single button, it is a whole organ. That line is the key to the rest of the story. Imagine the clitoris as an iceberg. The tiny glands you see at the tip is only the tip. Beneath the surface lie a shaft, two crura-like arms that hug the pubic bone, and bulbs that sit under the skin. All of these are made of erectile tissue. When arousal starts, blood fills that tissue, and things swell and change. Yes, in a way similar to penile erection. Nerves light up like wiring in a feeder, sending signals to the brain that can turn attention into sensation. That physiological swelling is often called clitoral erection. And it matters because it changes sensitivity and shape. And it can change what kinds of contact feel pleasant. Now, shift the scene to a late night dorm conversation. Two friends trade myths. There's a single trick that works for everyone. Some people always orgasm from intercourse. The truth is more interesting. Orgasm is a neurovascular cascade. Muscles, hormones, nerves, breath, emotion, memory, all colliding. Some people experience intense localized pleasure. Others report whole-body waves. Many rely on stimulation of clitoral structures to reach climax. But pathways vary. What matters most is variability. Bodies are different. Mood shift. And context. Trust, relaxation, laughter can amplify. So how do you go from myth to mastery without turning the lab into a manual of techniques? First, learn the map, read anatomical diagram, watch reputable lectures, learn the words gland, shaft, crura, bulbs, vestibular tissue. Knowing names removes awkwardness and opens curiosity. Second, practice communication. Ask simple questions. What feels good? Do you want more pressure or less? Consent and feedback are the scaffolding of play. Third, turn off performance pressure. Pleasure often arrives when people stop timing it like an exam and start treating it like a conversation. Slow, curious, playful.
Here's the exciting part for a curious student.
The field is alive. New imaging shows swelling patterns. Surveys reveal the diversity of orgasmic experience. Therapists and educators invent exercises to improve attunement and confidence. If you want to go further, study the peer-reviewed work, join a campus sex ed workshop, or take a seminar in human sexual response. Treat sex like any other subject worth learning. Observe, experiment ethically, collect data, reflect. Maya leads the talk buzzing, not with one secret trick, but with the map and the mission to study, to ask, to listen, and to demystify the body and its response. Pleasure, she realizes, is not a destination, but an inquiry. Be brave, be curious, and let science guide your exploration.